Guys, ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Hasbro Pulse 2-pack set of the arcade Sentinels from the X-Men video game. I totally missed out on the pre-order on this. I think I was at San Diego Comic-Con or something. I missed out on the pre-order, man. And then it came up again, and I missed it all over again, and I was so upset about it. And thankfully, Nacho Cheese hooked it up, and thank you so much for this awesome gift, bro. You did not have to do that, and I'm just so happy to have this, and it feels really hefty. This is not a cheap 2-pack set, so man, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, and I really love the artwork on this. Very cool, reminiscent to the video game or the arcade back in the day. You can see the figures right over there. Then you can see how the image wraps around on the side, which is actually pretty damn cool. I like that. Same thing with the front of it right over here. I kind of want to cut it out and keep that. I don't know, I get kind of a little bit of the rat packy when it comes to the packages of my figures sometimes, okay? Gotta cool it. But anyway, it says X-Men Sentinels right there, or Marvel's Sentinels anyway, and then you get a barcode at the bottom. Alright, let's get to it and crack this thing open, and if you're trying to get your other Marvel Legends, you can do so.
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here are the figures out of the packaging. And while this isn't a very super desirable pickup for me, I am happy to have them. They're actually quite a bit of fun. This caught me off guard when they announced this. I was like, "Oh crap, they're doing this," and I'm happy they're doing it. It is fun. I wish we had 2 rocks. That's gonna be my biggest complaint. But anyway, they're pretty good looking figures. So let's get a closer look. So I gotta say, I really like the paint on these Sentinel heads. They look really good. I love the soft gradients that you can see over here. The shadows around the eyes, the bright yellow eyes right there look great. And these 2 figures are identical to each other. They were marketed, to be 2 of the same exact figure, which totally makes sense. I have just the 1 set right now. I am thinking already about getting another one. They are actually pretty fun figures, man. And for whatever reason, I thought most of us we're assuming that they're going to use a whole bunch of parts from the Iron Man Model 9B figure, but no, like none of it. There's not even the biceps or anything. It's all new. Like you can see right here, the biceps, they're different. I thought they were the same biceps at first, and then I was like, oh wait, no. See like the back right there? It's not the same. So yeah, you get some nice yellow right over here, and the yellow looks clean on this one. So neither of them have like weird paint jobs, so I'm happy about that. And it's nice and shiny. I have to commend Hasbro on getting these shoulders nice and tight up here. I think that looks really good. Plus, I don't have weird scuffage going on. Maybe a slight dent there. On this side, it looks pretty good. So I've already posed these figures around. I like to mess with my figures before I get into the reviews so that you know what they look like when they've been played with. You want to see how it looks afterwards, right? You can see there's a slight variation of color when I look through the viewfinder, but as I'm shooting right now, I look over at the figure over my camera, those pink colors look a lot more identical. There is a slight difference. It stands out a lot more on camera, but hey, if that makes you not want it anymore, I can understand, but for real, it's not enough for me to hate on the figure. We don't get a lot of paint shade, or there's no paint shading throughout the body of the figure. You get your pink and purple and yellow, and that's pretty much it, but I do like the sculpt of it. And you can bend back right over here. We'll get into the articulation in a little bit. The thighs look really good. Again, slight variation with the pink color. It doesn't stand out to me as much in person, but I definitely notice it. I can't lie to you guys. It's just right there in your face. There's no way around it. It's just right there in your face, but it doesn't, you gotta trust me, it doesn't stand out as much in person, or you may have it already, and you could tell me in the comments whether you think it stands out just as much in person or not. So then you can see that I have these open hands right over here, and he does come with a set of fisted hands, each figure does, so you get those, and then you also get these blast effects right here, which look really good with the yellow going around the orange. I really like that. However, in the game, you could clearly see that they have a blue blast effect instead of an orange blast effect. So that's just a little bit irritating. It would have been nice if they made it match the color from the arcade game. And then you could plug these right into the hands right over here, and that goes in there nicely. And by request, Colt Kid asked if I could plug in an Omega Red tentacle in here, and it ports in. So you could use that, and it's not falling out. So yeah, that's pretty cool if you want to do that. I like that. And then you get the piece of floor, yeah, which actually looks really good. I like the sculpt of this thing. It would have been nice to get a little bit more color variation, but I'm not really that bummed out about it. I do like that the pavement right over here actually has some color to it. You can see that it's painted in there. So that's pretty sweet. And I like that it's hollow. It's not too heavy. I actually had one of the Sentinels holding this on my review station, and then I left for several hours, came back, and it was still standing there holding this frickin' rock. I was like, oh, damn, that's cool. I could probably leave him on display holding this thing. I just wish we got two. In the game, you see him hovering down, and each of them has their own rock. But I'm not terribly upset about it, but it would have been nice if they each got their own piece of floor. So while I think there are shortcomings with the articulation, it's not terribly disappointing. However, yeah, the head, that's the most disappointing part of the articulation for me. I hate the dumbbell joint, and that's what we have right here. You can't move the heads up more than that. It just tilts up just a little bit, which if you wanted them flying, you know, like that, it's tricky to do. You can move them down, and you can turn the head side to side. It's got a little bit of pivot right there. No butterfly joints, but again, I do like the aesthetics of this, and I like how it functions well at the shoulders. So you can move those outward that far. You can move them in all the way. You could rotate a full 360 right here. It's pretty tight though, but it works. You get a bicep swivel. You get the nice pinless double jointed elbows that bend in that far. All the hands turn side to side and hinge up and down. You have a diaphragm cut right here. Some diaphragm pivoting. Just crunches forward that much, back that much, waist cut. And then you have hips that move outward that far, kick forward that much and back a bit, upper thigh cut, pinless double jointed knees. You get the boot rotation. Then the ankles are pretty stiff just due to the nature of the design. You can see that hinge moves down that much. You can move up a little bit. You can rotate that ankle side to side, which is a nice touch, and it has some really tough ankle pivot. Like, you can get the ankle pivot to move in there just a little bit. It does move, though. And to measure out these Sentinels, you can see that they are standing at around 7 inches tall. So I really do like the height of these figures. Then here's the Sentinels next to that Iron Man 9B that I was talking about, and yeah, they stand quite a bit taller over here. I'm really happy to see that Hasbro didn't take the cheapest route they possibly could with this set. I love that we're getting all new stuff with these figures. And then here's the arcade Sentinels next to our other 6-inch scale Sentinels. We have the Omega Sentinel, Bastion, and then the female Sentinel and the other Sentinel drone. I try to keep all the names in line and get them confused. Then here's the two new Sentinels next to the Theta Sentinel Build-A-Figure, and we have Nimrod. And for kind of a pointless size comparison, here we have the two Sentinels next to our Toy Biz Build-A-Figure Sentinel. We have the Marvel Universe Sentinel, and then we have the big old HasLab all the way up there. Oh man, it's so sick. Then here's the two Sentinels next to the X-Men that you could choose from the arcade game. You could pick Storm, Cyclops, Colossus, Dazzler, Nightcrawler, or Wolverine. One thing I wanted to mention was that as I grabbed Dazzler off the shelf, her pinned joints were super warped, and I had to heat them up and straighten them out. And amongst some of these other figures, those joints have gotten more warped or more flimsy over time. I'm curious to know in the future if the pinless joints hold up better for longer. We will see. The verdict is out, but I think the pinless is going to help sustain better movement and structure with those joints over time. But we don't know for sure yet. We'll find out. And I say we don't know for sure yet. We'll find out because those pinless joints have just not been around long enough for us to determine whether they'll last just as well as pinned joints or not. Then here's the two Sentinels next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Oh no, bad guys. Oh wait. You guys kill mutants. You can't hurt me. I am no mutant, so there's nothing to worry about. Whoa! Whoa, that was close. Another one. Whoa! Haha, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope you did because I enjoyed making it. Please hit that like button, and if you haven't done so, take your thumb and move it over to that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my future videos. And I gotta say big thanks again, Nacho Cheese. I'm so happy to have this 2-pack set. I actually didn't really want it at first, but having them fight against my X-Men a little bit and playing around with them, I enjoy them. It's a little bit out of left field. It's not 100% necessary to have in the collection, you know, it steps outside of my 616 displays for sure, but I'm gonna have them on the show. I do like them. I think they look pretty cool. I like the articulation. There are things about the articulation that bug me. Like I said, it's really with the head joint more than anything else. I wish it had butterfly joints also. They don't totally ruin the figure for me. You know, I get frustrated with that articulation, but I still had a lot of fun with them. I like that they could hold their rock on their own, so that was pretty cool to do, even with the stop motion. So they're a whole bunch of fun. Not cheap, but none of the Marvel Legends are cheap nowadays. I think this exclusive set was around $50. I think that's the price point. And I do wish I had more of them, so I'm going to try to see if I can pick up more of them. Big thanks to the Ruckus, let me know that there's more in stock, so I'm going to try to pick up another set. And yeah, man, I gotta say, at the price point around $50, I'm gonna give this 2-pack a Sud rating of...
I love it! 2, please!
And I'd like to know what you guys think. Did you army build? Did you go crazy? I think 4 would be enough for me. I can imagine people going heavy with like 10 of these or something like that, but 4 would be enough for me. I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. I do read my comments. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, whatnot, and Mercari. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.